kind of nice to see Trump and Musk there bearing the hatchet. That's what Charlie wanted.
Yeah. They wanted it too.
Yeah. They needed. This
is the difference.
One to text
Man,
first.
like if two guys are feuding, we will not be like, I'm sorry if you're sorry. You know? And someone else has to come like, you two sit down and let's just get this over with. Like shake hands and move on. You know, and they did it. They're like, hey, all right, cool. And that's good, and that's a good thing. That's what's supposed to happen at funerals. That grievances are put aside. You come together for a common good. You show your respects, and you have a better understanding and appreciation for the life that you have. So I think that's the message there. And those are two of the biggest egos, pound for pound, on the planet.
Yeah.
And they were both humbled. You know, and I think this was probably the first time that I've seen an event that Trump wasn't the focus of in probably the last 10 years. So that's how big the movement was.
Right.
And the most important thing is to remember the message. Remember if his wife is willing to forgive the person who murdered her husband in cold blood, that's the bar that she's setting. And I think that message is going out. And hopefully it just won't be on someone who votes right. I hope that people get it and start to think like, you know what, I need to rethink my grudges, and what life is too short to be mad at somebody how they vote or what you think happens. But at the same time, you also have to deal with the fact and come to terms that there are some groups and some people, no matter what you do, they're never going to change. CNN, what did they choose to do during this time? They brought in people who had nothing but horrible things to say about Charlie Kirk. That was their response. You can't help them, but you need to be able to say, like, this is who they are. This is the individuals. That's not a left thing. That's people who try to manipulate people on the left or people who vote Democrat. And we need to spend a lot of time in pointing those people out. When you turn on and when you have Ilhan Omar on talking about how she was the victim in all of this, that's not good network television. That's not a counterpoint. So, and that's what we need to start being like, that's a bad person. That person is bad to anyone, whether right, left. If you were not, ask anyone who's probably on her staff how nice she is to them on a daily basis. That's the type of person that you need to be. That's the person I'm not going to vote for.
Yeah, they got to dig deep into her background, man. Tyrus, I go to you for no particular reason. What is CNN thinking? Why would are they not thinking?
They're just that they are so deep.
Yeah.
They're thinking, what is it going to be, the one interview that everyone sparks and they pick? The only thing new in this latest interview is apparently her lisp is coming stronger.
Yeah.
Like, and here's the thing: if you want to have her on, ask real questions. She said nothing.
Yeah.
And Caucasian?
I haven't heard that in Asian.
I was like, Caucasian? Like, wow.
Yeah.
That's our word.
Yeah. Like, wow.
She used the C word and not the fun C word.
Yeah, like it just. That's there was two Caucasians and it hurt my feelings. You care about feelings now? Then put feeling eyebrows on your forehead. Because right now she just has the I didn't finish line up. Make them thicker with some sad, like a sad frowny eyebrows. Because right now you just, look at her thing. Like,
yeah.
The makeup artist hates her.
Wow. Boy, the makeup artist must really hate Jesse Waters. That's kind of new with Trump. That little thing at the end where he just goes, maybe they could change my mind.
I was more kind of figuring out because in the beginning, it was opponents. But then it was, I hate my opponent. I really don't like my opponent. So I was like, is it Hillary? It can't be Biden, because even if he was mad at Biden, Biden wouldn't know it. So I was trying to figure out who the nemesis was. And I wonder if it was like a childhood bully or someone, knowing he's someone he's just never got over.
Yeah.
Because I can relate to that, because I'm still mad at a basketball player I don't even know that missed a three in a corner and my team went home in the playoffs. And I'm like, if I ever see that guy, we got to move furniture. I'll never forgive him. So I think he is right, because most of us would not think to do that, at least not that soon, to forgive someone who done something so horrendous. So I think that showed more humanity, showed he was more like us in a moment where a lot of us were like caught up in that moment, but if you look in the mirror, you'd be like, would I really say that? And Trump was like, you know what? It's okay I don't know if I would. And he even admits that maybe that's not the right path and they can help me with that. So that, of course, you'll never hear that part of his speech ever again.
Yes, of course. They'll cut that out.
Yeah.
How she likes throwing people under them. Tyrus. Do you think she's done? She's doing this. She's like, everybody.
She was done, was it November 25th? She's been done for a while. She just doesn't know it. How dare she? Like, I'm sorry. If someone gives me $100, I'll say something nice about them. If a group of people said, hey, look, we're going to let you run for the greatest job in the world. Do I have to compete against? No, we're just going to give it to you. Cool. And, well, how am I going to pay for all this? Don't worry. We're going to give you $1 billion. Like, she was on a game show called How to Be President. Yeah. Like, she had it handed to her. Every possible thing. It is, Kamala, no, it is 1,000% your fault. Yeah. Yeah. You up. You can't have. And how terrible you want to blame it on the gay guy. That's just terrible.
She almost picked him, but she didn't.
Yeah, it goes on and on.
I'm almost critical of trans, but I didn't.
No, she didn't write this book. She's catching up on it just like the experts come out. She's like, what'd I say?
Yeah.
So no one is ever going to cut her a check again.
Yeah.
So she's going to have to do scorched earth because you got $1 billion and you owe $20 million on top of that? Mm-hmm. Your fault. Yeah. You look in the mirror.
I can't wait till she finds out that she did this.
Yeah. Wait, Tyrus, if he came out and he said, you know, I watched the memorial and I realized I'm an asshole.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. His show sucks. He sucks. This is going to keep sucking. Good news is Trump and the FCC are out of it. So now when it sucks, we're all good.
Yeah, that's true. Excellent points. But wouldn't it be great if he said that? He goes, you know what? I watched the memorial. I realized, boy, did I screw up. I'm going to be a better person. I would actually really like to hear that. And you're right. He won't say it. We'll be right back. Hit me with a rake. Tyrus, last word to you. What do you make of this?
Cap might be onto something with this Amish thing.
Yeah.
I got the beard for it.
Yeah.
How do they feel about mixing? Are they cool with that? Like if I promise to build, not, what was the other thing? Pregnate all the Amish women? If I just focus on building stuff and they let me have an ox, I'm in.
Yes.
You might already be Amish.
Yeah, I don't know if I can. I think it might be, I don't know. Black thing, I don't know. He is exactly who their verbiage is for. So, of course, he doesn't belong to anything. He's not a part of anything. These individuals that listen to their words, that's their whole point. They don't belong to anything. So they hold on to something. And then when they get an opportunity to be a part of the world, in his case, he had a relationship, and based off the text messages, it was pretty one-sided. So he thought this massive thing he was doing for his partner was going to somehow change things because he was believed in the things that he was hearing. It's always going to be a lost person.
Yeah, that's true.
They don't belong to anything they want to. So they connect themselves to the extremes because those are the only groups that will return their emails. Those are the only chat groups that will listen to what they have to say. You created these poor bastards with your mission because there's one mission. Everyone keeps talking about why don't the Democrats have policies and this? They don't. The extreme left that's taken over the Democratic Party have one mission: end Donald Trump. They're too far deep. They're not going to change, and they'll just keep going and continuing these things because we've said it a million times in this show. If you say someone's Hitler long enough, you're going to have martyrs come out of the woodworks, and it's always these lost souls. So great journalism that you figured out he had no real connections to anything. No, that's why he went out and shot somebody in cold blood.
He was like, president of the Rotary Club.
He had a vibrant social network.
Yes, exactly.
Because if he belonged to a group, they would have talked him out of it.
Yes, that is so true. That's why suicide bombers, there's only just one in a car.
Yep.
Yeah, they don't really carpool for that.
Yeah, they don't go like, let me try to get somebody else. All right. I can't do it. I can't do it without this.
Are you saying she's more comfortable talking underwater?
Yes. Who isn't?
Because it's definitely probably would sound better underwater.
They call her Mrs. Limpet.
Listen, I have. Oh, nice, great movie reference. Don Knotts was cool. R.I.P. I have been known to wing it.
Yeah.
On occasion.
Yes.
Where I'll walk in the room and be like, "What are we talking about tonight?" I'll figure it out. Mm-hmm. Because I have been blessed with a lot of wit and ability to incredible situations. Yes. Thank you. See, that's failing up, and they appreciate it. There is no one on her team before she goes out, go, hey, do me a favor, don't say 2 words twice, and don't say And it would be a quick interview, because she would just go out there and stare at everybody and leave. She's not prepared. But here's the thing. She's 1,000% running again. That's what this is all about. She thinks she can get things going by blaming everyone.
Yeah.
She blamed America because apparently we hate the gays.
Yes.
Like we won't vote for a gay person. You don't think there's been some gay people in the White House?
My God.
Like it's like ridiculous. Like that's the American.
Barack Johnson, the mayor of Milpitas, 1987.
I mean, it's just the things that she comes up with, and then she says she loves Joe Biden, and she wondered why everyone couldn't figure out the difference between them. Well, here's the problem. We couldn't understand either one of you. That was the problem. Yeah. But at least with Joe, we knew it was Father Time was pulling on the vocal strings. Your excuse?
Yes.
Bartender, give me a double shot of whiskey?
Yeah.
I mean, that's not an excuse. She's a horrible...
Speaker?
I don't like to use the word speaker because she doesn't speak.
Yeah.
She's just horrible communicating.
Yeah, I love how you're having trouble saying it.
Because I'm trying to do it like her. I watch her try to pull it out of her.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah, and it's like, you're like, oh man, I could just pull, and then why is there nothing here?
She's like, I'm telling you, man. See, Tyrus, I see, this is what's going to happen with Kimmel. He's going to come out and says, you know, I watched the memorial, and I realized I was wrong. And I'm sorry. That's my prediction.
I think he's being sarcastic.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's going to do that. I think, unfortunately, what he should do, but it's not, like I said, there's only one agenda, is take down the president. So tonight will be a victory lap. Tonight will be martyrdom. Tonight will be, we did it. They tried to censor us. They tried to stop us.
Yeah.
They couldn't do it. And it was like the whole message was pathetically ignorant to begin with. That's not why you were taken off the air. You know, you were taken off the air because you said terrible things and you lied. And you continuously, it wasn't one thing. He's been doing it for long enough, and there's been a shift in this country where would like to get back to civility. You like to be like, if you don't like somebody, if you don't like their belief systems or whatever, just don't talk about them. Like, be funny, but he's not going to do that. He's going to use this as what he thinks is a rallying cry to bring in, he's going to have huge numbers tonight, because other than the 400 actors who need his show to go to a place where they can peddle their I don't think, I don't think we're going to wake up tomorrow and be number 2.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think that's happening, especially with us bringing in the Amish crowd now.
Yeah.
I think we're just going to run away.
Never sleeps. It's like the corruption of the Democrats. It doesn't end. Tyrus, what say you?
Well, they're still on the mission.
Yeah.
And it's one of the worst missions ever attempted. Like, they're like, we've got to stop President Trump from being president. He did it thrice.
Yeah.
So, and they refuse to, that is it. It doesn't matter anything else. That's why you never hear another policy come out from them. Like, we don't like your border thing because we think you should use chain link fences instead of bricks on the wall. Okay, let's hear that argument. Is it cheaper? No. We don't like anything you do that the orange guy does. Doesn't matter what it is. He came out and he said that, they came out and they said there might be some issues between taking Tylenol and it could possibly be causing autism with pregnant women. And what do? Because President Trump said it And not all the research that's gone back behind it. Even at one point, Tylenol even posted on social media, like, hey,
yes.
maybe don't take this if you're pregnant.
Yes.
Right? You shouldn't take anything if you're pregnant if you can avoid it, right?
Right,
Dr.
that's
Drew
the whole
said that.
point, yeah.
You kind of put it out. What do? They made TikTok videos of them popping Tylenol pills when they're pregnant.
Yeah.
It's one mindset of we have to stop Trump. And even though they're still like, Gavin Newsom is running against Trump in 2028. I don't know how to tell you this, but he's not running in 2028, you moron.
All right. Yeah.
But I have to see with actions.
Yeah. Tyrus, thoughts?
It was what I thought it would be. You know, it was his martyrdom moment. He got a huge bump. They're all high-fiving. All 100 employees are high-fiving this morning because they got 6 million or whatever it was. I think everyone paid attention, and I think people watched to see the reaction. But honestly, I respect the fact that he's not sorry. At least you know where you stand with somebody. There's nothing worse than somebody who's disingenuous and says like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and then as soon as you leave, "No, I'm sorry." You know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't. Only thing he cared about was he missed days of work. And then he had people who rallied behind him, the elites rallied behind him. They got him back on, and he had to pay tribute to them. So he was the wounded warrior who was misunderstood when he said some wild. You know, you missed the part where I said knock knock. I said knock knock before, and you were supposed to say who's there.
You know, the thing is, they said, Tyrus said no foul play, but isn't that what you'd expect the guilty to say?
Oh, it was foul play.
Yeah.
It was, but there was little morons in the little back, little sensitive man buttons. We got them. So here's what you do, Mr. President. For each one of those things, let's raise NATO's prices 1% for each screw up, because obviously we need to put more money to cover the meeting with more protection. So was it 5% right now they have to pay? Let's jump that bad boy up to 7%. Is everyone still laughing?
Yeah.
Does everyone still want to talk about the escalator? So I like what the president did. The best part is like all their little things. I think the problem is that they were setting these traps for Biden. They thought Biden was going to win, and they set these traps for him. Because if the escalator didn't work, he'd still be there.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and then even worse, if the teleprompter broke,
yes,
we'd all still be at the TV like this. So they try to do mouse traps with a bear. So I hope the president hits him in the pocket. Throw some tariffs on their ass. Anybody that laughed about it or anybody who was around, whoever went up the escalator last, hit them with some tariffs too, man. Just go scorch earth on them.
Right, Tyrus, what say you? Let's be petty.
All right, short stuff. Let's. I think the problem is that the ideology, the blanket, the camouflage. I think what the right has to do is they start having to attach who these people are to them directly. So you're not saying all left is racist, but when someone like Joy Reid, you need to say anti-white black supremacist Joy Reid was on the news today. You know, anti-white men AOC was on the news today. Pro-shooter such and such was on the news today. I think when you start attaching the deeds to the individual, that's the chance for the group to be like, well, no, I'm not anti-white. What are you talking about? That's who you support. Well, I'm not anti-white. But right now, it's the right doesn't really do anything. They just say, oh, don't say that. But we need to start saying like, oh, this, that, and other. Also, you need to say things like, I will not. Anti-white black supremacist Joy Reid made these comments about something. We will not be airing that because we don't support that kind of talk on our shows. That's what needs to happen. You have to take a stand and look at the person directly, which they won't do because they want to blanket everything. That's why you say Hitler is what liars do. That's what narcissists do. Whenever you call them out on something, there's always a reason for it. You're like, well, why are you supporting this? Well, because the right did this. Not like, well, you know what? I overthought things and my bad. That's what an adult does. So we have to be the adult in the room and start calling out the individuals because as the list gets longer, the credibility goes away. And people will stop wanting to be like that person because there is no public shaming because they're covered behind that left thing. We have to start calling them out. Just like I can't stand it when I was growing up and they're like, all black young men will steal, you know, and it was like, no, say Tyrone did that. Don't put it on me.
Yeah.
You know, like I didn't do it.
So are all black men named Tyrone?
You could be.
You know, the other thing I should mention is that the important thing is when like Gavin Newsom or Pritzker says this stuff, you can't arrest them for it. So you can, which is good. You can't arrest for somebody calls you Hitler, you can't arrest them. So the only thing you can do is get them to stop calling you Hitler. That's the only way we can do it. So that's my point.
But it's up to the person who's in the interview to go, how so?
Yeah.
What is Hitler? Please explain it to me.
Yeah.
You know, in my book, I actually took 2 chapters to explain exactly who Hitler was.
Yeah.
Because we seem to have forgotten.
Yeah.
So the next time someone calls somebody Hitler, break it down for me.
Yeah.
In what ways? Do you need a chart?
I wonder what they called Hitler when he was around. You know who you are? You're Genghis Khan. I don't know. On this. Isn't it great that he's managed to introduce humor into places no one ever thought of?
Well, it's the wrong kind of humor.
Yeah.
This is the type of humor like you're just getting a divorce and you're coming to get your stuff and your wife has put pictures up with you and your side chick all over the house.
Yeah. Has that
And
happened?
it's like, no. But you can't acknowledge it. That's why the left are like, they can't say anything because the auto pen is a real deal.
Right.
There's an investigation,
why.
something happens. So it's kind of like you want to say, take it down, man, but you can't because, well, why? What's the problem?
Right.
Did you do something?
You
No, like you just.
That's so true. That's why they're not saying anything.
You can't say anything because they were like, take that auto pen down, and they'll be like, we will when you do.
Yeah.
Like, who signed what? What pardon was this and that? They're all terrified. Like, there's a Supreme Court justice was put into office and didn't know what a woman was. Mm-hmm. Who signed that paper? I have a feeling that's the handiwork of that damn auto pen. He was a sarcastic son of a bitch, so he should get the auto pen ran the White House. He should get his picture up there.
Yeah.
That's fair. I will believe that.
You think they have a future at MSNBC, Tyrus?
No, because they don't stand by their work. They were crying. Yeah. Cold part is, I think they got the money. I think that's the sad part is people spending money. But when I was looking up the research of the story, I thought it was the boyfriend's mom that kicked her out because they lived with his mom in the house, and her mom was like, "I'm not having someone like that in my house." And the boyfriend did what any good son would do. He'd be like, "Right, mom."
Yeah.
And so if there were issues, I'm sure she was running the show and he was completely helpless and he needed help. And his mom said, "Not in my house." And he was like, "Right, mom." So he's probably looking at her at the screen door like, "It's my mom. I got to stay." You know. So, but all joking aside, the sad fact is that I think they were at 15,000 probably after this story gets echoed on us tonight. They'll probably get their money. But there's people out there that will support this type of.
That's too bad. Economic harm. And it made me think, I wanted to ask you, is there an analogy in life where a product, a thing, and its external packaging is vastly different?
Yes, any woman you meet on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, if they had won this lawsuit, you could sue everyone.
Oh, yeah, everyone would be suing.
Yes.
Any man who married a woman who had like a lot of plastic surgery and didn't tell them about it.
Yeah.
And then when they have their kids and you have these hideous kids and you can't figure out why. And then lo and behold, you go to Thanksgiving for the family dinner and you see her high school pictures and you're just.
Yeah. Her whole family is like the end of that Twilight Zone episode where they're all pigs.
They have the pig noses.
Yes.
And like first Reese's me and now this. I'll see you in court, milady.
Tyrus, what do you got?
Well, a man of Keith Olbermann's stature really only needs a couple of things. He needs a sock, some baby oil, and a mirror so he can go himself. Walk off.
That was just a way for Tyrus to leave early. I am, Kathy, Rosa Parks of calling people fat.
Oh. Wow.
Okay,
I
that's
refuse
not
to-
really an answer.
I refuse to sit in the back of the bus of fat jokes.
Okay, so what you just did is attempt to use shock value to not answer my question.
Are you?
I don't really get. I guess I don't really understand.
I think what I'm trying to say is if you want to criticize somebody and you don't like them, at least insult them. Don't call them Nazis. I'm just trying to get them to I'm trying to them to like let off some steam that makes them feel good without
There's
putting our lives in
better ways
danger.
to let off steam than calling people fat.
But they're not bright.
And look, I love comedy. My life's comedy. I love it. I love performing. I don't do the fat jokes. But since you said at the end that you're really open to hearing whatever, you're not gonna get upset. There is something I've been meaning to tell you for a really long time.
Tell me.
And I think that now might be the time for me to do it. Should I do it?
Do
Yes.
Okay. I don't feel like Joy Behar is fat. When I look at her, I'm not like, whoa, look at that fat lady. I have huge problems with a lot of the things she said, okay?
Yes.
Don't get me wrong. She's 82 years old. She looks great.
Well, to be
Thank
fair,
you, one person, and everyone else who's too afraid to admit it.
That was Joy Behar, by the way, who clapped. And you know what? She did it with her hooves. Tyrus, last word to you. I love how you're sitting.
Well, I'm hiding from the camera during that Rosa Parks. I think it's safe now to come back out. I will say in Greg's defense, no, she's not fat, but she does have a big head. I mean, that's, she does is one of the, I don't know if it's the wig or the makeup, but her head looks like she wears a size 12 hat.
Her head looks like her neck threw up.
Yeah, but listen, you're Don Rickles, you people who can make fun of other people, they have an inner confidence, but overall they generally like mankind.
Yeah.
They're happy.
I like the people I insult.
You do it to get something back. Like if you made fun of The View and then they came on the show and they all were in high chairs saying it's Gutfeld time, you would laugh and say, oh, you got me. And then next week you'd come out with cowbells for them. And it would go back and forth because you're both exchanging ideas and you both are intelligent. That's not it. We're dealing with hate. It's the same hate as when you had to deal with ignorant trailer park white supremacists claiming that they represented America.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have a debate with a brother. You know, it would be funny. You know, it'd be like, hey, Wonder Bread, oh, not much, jigaboo. And we'd go see who throw, you know. You know what I'm saying? You'd go back and forth and you would see who would win and you'd be better from it. You'd be closer from it. They don't want that.
Yeah.
Because one thing you said earlier, you're wrong. They did have President Trump. He was a Democrat.
That's true.
And then he saw them for what they were. And he said, I could never run for this party.
Yeah.
Because they're so corrupt. So then he decided to go the Republican route because we're like, if you got money and you want to do work, welcome, brother.
Yeah.
We don't care. So that's the difference. They don't want to be a Don Rickles. They can't be Don Rickles. They can't be you because their whole premise is hate. And that's the problem.
All right.
Don Lemon hates that President Trump, in his mind, cost him his job and his career.
Yeah. All right. Tyrus.
Okay, maybe I'm the only one who heard it, but that's not her real voice.
Yeah, it isn't.
That's AI Kamala. That's AI Kamala. She told on herself. Not only does she not read or the book, she clearly didn't write it either.
Yeah.
So even her AI voice was surprised.
Any thoughts on his comments? You know, we don't know anything about Ilhan Omar except bad things. Somebody has to actually look into this.
But this is exactly why they can't do Rickles. Because he can.
Yeah.
He just roasted them, and they will come back with nothing but saying that he's Hitler.
Yeah.
No, he just made fun of you really good, and you're a poor sport. I mean, that's what it is. Crockett just says, and no one ever asks her a follow-up question like, where the did you come up with that?
Yeah. Yeah, there's never a follow-up question.
What bar were you at? The Knee High Club?
Wasn't so much as bar, really.
If I was
It
ever,
was
yeah,
it didn't
just
have any
stop
booze.
while you're ahead. If I was ever to get divorced,
Yes.
And I had to go out into the world, and my options were the app or a bar. I think I'm just going to date the sun.
Yeah.
The sun, she'll be there every morning when I get up. She'll give me enough space to where I can keep to myself. And every once in a while, if I put my head up right, she'll sit on it. And it'll just be nice. Sun on my face. A little sun on my face. Everybody loves that. It feels good. You know, and she's big enough to where you don't care if she's with other people because she's the sun. So just go with the sun, fellas. You get to a point where you've tried. You got to know when to call it quits. So don't.
I was following that. I didn't know which sun you meant. It's like, what are you talking?
Because that's the difference. You go to bars where sons are dudes. I go outside where the sun's the sun.
Yeah, you go after the sun. I've pursued someone's son.
Same but different. Worst thing happens around me is my flowers
awkwardly.
It never happens on the show.
Yes.